This city has a house for every one of my 7,119 subscribers. I started on normal mode on the map Archipelago Haven. There are two rules to this series. I can only add this much people to the city as I have subscribers. And since this is a democracy, the top comment decides what to build next. What are you doing? Is this how small ships are made? Yeah, okay, let's get it started. We don't have much space to begin, but up here is a pretty nice flat area. Let's extend that and build out our first road right here. The thing is, I really want to build beautiful homes for you guys. And actually, if you have a specific request, just write a comment what you would like your home to be named and where you want it located in the city, and I'll make it happen. You're the mayor in this series. But first, let's get our first subscribers in with some casual low density housing in these closed up kind of cul-de-sac areas. Let's do that on both sides. And I kept some space free here for commercial. Then as these are building in, of course, we will need water. I put a small water tower in right here. We need electricity that will be sustainably sourced with wind turbines. I mean, we're on the shoreline on an island anyway, so let's use that. And sewage in the beginning is always a problem. The only thing we can do is just dump it in the sea. I hope to change that as soon as possible. But if you want other things, maybe you want a dam powered by sewage, I'm just saying whatever the top comment says is what will be built in the city. We immediately hit milestone 1, tiny village that gives us medium density housing and some farming. Let's see if there's even some farming area around. Yes, there is. Let's make use of that here immediately. I mean, grain farming, why not? This is a hilly site. It will be very difficult to develop anyway. So we can also just fill it with farmland. And that way also no one has to live right next to the highway. I hope you're happy about that. It means you will all have pristine housing. That's the first one. And then we'll probably need carrots as well. So even more farmland. And just like that, we have also created our first industry. And with this amount of zoning, we're up to 180 inhabitants. That's still far off from 1,719. But we can just add row housing along this main street up here. That should add way more population. And then maybe let's build out here somewhat of a triangle, which will all be filled with commercial area. Let's try the Dragon Gate, low business area, get all that zoned in. And now we're already at a point where we need services, waiting for hers. I hate the cemetery, so let's spend the first development point we have on getting a crematorium. And then let's plop the crematorium right here. 240,000. I think it's quite expensive, but I'm sure we'll need it. The city is growing fast, but we're losing money. We could add some more industries. There's no coal immediately around here. Stone we could mine everywhere. I am very sad the rest of my footage corrupted, and that means that this is actually the final city at 7,000 population. It was actually a really good video. Now I'm just gonna show you all the parts and decorate it even more, because I can't just end the video after 3 minutes. So here on this one end of the city, we have farms and also the industry area. Let's actually make use of some of these corner plots. This one, for example, we can extend the surface. Now there's concrete, and then we can put a few crates here. Of course, they're in the shadow right now. Some trash and maybe even some safety barriers that are just stored here, along with some cones, just giving it a small few details. We can do the same thing with the plot behind it. There are actually some pretty large industrial assets. We can just put whole manufacturing sites here, just like that. We're filling everything up, and maybe even a few barrels here and there, and a pile of cardboard boxes. And I guess markings will always be great as well. That looks pretty cool. I did even more decorating here. And then that's this industry area. It's creating a lot of jobs. But then very close to it, we have the recycling center and our water tower. I guess the recycling center could also be decorated a bit. Maybe the property goes up here all the way to the road, just like that. We need to get rid of the trees here, and then I guess we can process waste in some of these towers. And in this building, let's add a few more decals, and we can close the entire area with concrete barriers so no one can drive in here. And probably some people dropped off some cars. They're just being parked here in the corner where there's space. And then that's the recycling center. Yeah, this adds so much personality to it. It makes it look even better. Then next to it, we have a bit more jobs. We have some commercial buildings and also some offices behind here. These, I guess, just need a walkway connecting to the roundabout and probably to this crossing. And we can also squeeze a path through here. These are some of the businesses around here. If you want to own some of these, just write it in the comments. Write what you want to name them. Write what we should build there next to it. Give it a story and we'll make it happen. And with that, we move over to the homes. We have the low density. That's the part you saw me develop in the beginning of this video. There's some paths around here. And then there are these row houses that are just snaking across our city. I think they are the main deciding factor. We can add a pathway in between here. I assume like people here could walk and talk to their neighbors, even like kids playing around here. And we can even, and I hope that we can snake it all the way through here. We can connect it up again to the road down here. All that makes the area really, really walkable. And since we added, let's put in a fountain, some trash bins in the corners and a gazebo. This always helps. And here maybe some people put down some chairs and some tables to sit at. And maybe there's also like a newspaper vending machine. Put that here as well. That's the residential area. We can always give it more trees wherever we can fit some. Just squeeze them in, particularly here in the park area. Then there's here this commercial corner where there's also a small hidden secret behind where people can just chill out and enjoy their day. It's just all the way shops around, but there's a lot of people that live here close by. That's a perfect place. And then the city snakes back here. There's a castle on this hill with even some stones around. I'm unsure yet what we should build here. If you have ideas, let's look at the topography view. It's like a hill snaking around. We had to terraform it to make some of the city development here happen. But I guess what we're building here is a town across a historic center. And this castle could for sure have some backstory, but this is the story you can write. And then the buildings are snaking across here. Maybe another path would be great. Just like cutting this corner, then people can walk and take a shortcut. And then here to the right, the city snakes more to kind of high density. We have the mixed use housing here. It gets kind of more modern and some medium density on the right here. I think it might get more high density in this area, but of course we can only continue if you subscribe because, well, probably the next episode I will do at 10,000 subscribers so we can reach 10,000 population. But then we're really limited in growth. But another place where a lot of people live is right here. I really like this area. So it's kind of, I feel like it looks kind of communist or East German. We have here these like low rent housing buildings. There's like a ton of people living in here, 300 people in this building, but there's like parking lots around, even a post office, a small medical clinic, and a bunch of parks. And look at that area. People can walk around here. There's a school, there's the crematorium, and it's technically a really good location because people here have an amazing view of this bridge and of the nature as a whole. Look at these mountains. It looks really, really great. This is the city we have. Everyone that's currently subscribed has a home here. Again, you can claim any home. Maybe you want to become principal and say what we should do here in this area. I mean, I can go ahead and add like a playground here for the school. Why not? There's even like a patio. No, this doesn't make sense here. But maybe like another place where people can chill just here in the corner, just adding small assets. And infrastructure wise, we have services there, okay. We have fire, we have police, a lot of police cars driving around. No public transport, but a ton of taxis driving around. This is from all the people moving in. We have very few parks, just one post office. And in electricity, we are producing everything we require ourselves currently. I can fit in a few more wind turbines on the other side here of the highway. Just so as our city grows, we have the option for more electricity. And I guess since we're overproducing, why not export it for now. We can even do it above ground. I think the location somewhat makes sense here. It's on the other side of the highway, and that makes us a bit more money. I hope you still enjoyed this episode, even with it being a bit shorter and a lot of the files being corrupted. I really love the city. I think it looks really organic. It looks great. The thing is, I can only continue it if you subscribe. I am looking forward to your ideas and what you would want to do in this city. This is a democracy. You decide what happens here. You're the mayor. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.